everybody always picking on me?
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
You went, you served, and forged the relationships that only being baptized in the fire of combat can develop. At FallInVeteran.com, we understand the unique bond that veterans share. That's why we've created a platform where you can connect, share experiences, and build lifelong friendships with fellow veterans. Signing up is easy. Simply visit www.fall-in-veteran.com and create your profile. Customize it to reflect your military service, interests, and hobbies. FallInVeteran.com is more than just an online community. It's a support network where you can find resources, advice, and encouragement from those who understand what you've been through. Whether you're looking for camaraderie, mentorship, or simply a place to share your stories, FallInVeteran.com has it all. Join thousands thousands of veterans who have already found their tribe and start connecting today. FallInVeteran.com. Come join us and experience the power of community. Sign up now at www.fall-in-veteran.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome to the broadcast of Oz Oval Recruitment Race number 3. And this is Steve Hoppett in the booth, and we've got Kobe Jordan on the buttons in the background there, producing the pictures that you're getting. And we are in qualifying at the moment, 6 minutes in, so there's about 3.5 minutes to go. Six. Oh, no, it's counting down. My mistake. So we've got a bit over 6 minutes of qualifying left. It's open qualify for this one. It's not a round of the championship. As I said, it's a recruitment race. And we've got a mid-sized field out there at the moment, about 14 cars on track, trying to see what they can do with getting themselves a hot time. And being open qualify, that should make things pretty interesting and shake up things. So we're looking forward to seeing how this turns out. And we've got a bit of a bump there on the back of Adam Ariel. Wow, great save, but he manages to give the wall a bit of a tap. And whoever that was behind him in that bright pink car there, just a little bit too much of a tap while he's drafting. But Adam managed to actually save that one and give it a touch on the wall, but he's going to sort that out. It's qualifying, so he'll probably go back to the pits and then head back out and do another couple of laps. We are at Chicagoland, and we have 100 laps tonight, 150 miles, 1.5 miler obviously, or 2.41 kilometres. And fuel capacity 70% tonight, as it was in Series 1. And they have 3 sets of tyres, which is the starter set and 2 tyre changes. So a couple of sets over the wall if the boys need them. For 100 laps, 3 sets is probably a pretty good way to get some decent racing out of it. Looking at around about 30-something laps per set, around about 33, 34 laps per set of tyres to make the 100 laps if they want to use all 3. But depending on how they're driving and stuff, they might only end up using 2. It depends on the strategy. There's a few guys out there that got all sorts of different strategies at the moment. And we've got a couple of Americans in there at the moment. And we can see that there is Ryan Andrews, new to Oz Oval, and as well as Richie Sanchez, who's had some success here in the last couple of rounds of Series 1. Got himself a couple of podiums. And I believe Derek Jacobs is meant to be out there somewhere, but I'm not seeing him at the moment. Number 74, there's our 2 US friends there. Number 74 is Ryan Andrews, and number 5 is Richie Sanchez. And the boys running there side by side. Obviously, as I said, it's open qualify. Normally in the series, we run a single flying lap lone qualifier. But being a recruitment round, we're testing to see how things go with the open qualifying session and see how the boys actually like that. We may end up using either one or the other, or a combination of both when the Summer Series and Series 2 roll around in 2025. And just a reminder on that, the Summer Series starts on November the 10th. They are fortnightly rounds. There will be 6 rounds, run every second week, and all night races. They're 75-minute races, and the boys will need to deal with as many laps as possible in that 75 laps. So Stratosphere fuel and tyre strategies will come in. And that's the Summer Series starting in about 3 weeks' time. And we've got one more recruitment race next week where we go to Phoenix. And that's 120 laps around Phoenix with the dogleg. So that should make things interesting on the shorter 1 mile track. But the boys getting some action happening out there. And we're not really seeing the times at this point. So we'll just see if we can get that tower up so we can see who's actually on top of the lap times at the moment. And we've got Aidan Schulz sitting at the top there with a 30.874, and Troy Davidson hot on his heels with an 8.84. And then somebody else new to Oz Ovals is Steve Lanyon. His first race with us tonight on a 30.942. Adam Ariel doing pretty well out there at the moment with a 30.916. And then Adam Malone, Wade Sheedy, Gary Wellman in there. So I didn't notice Gary was there, so he must have popped in while I wasn't looking. Derek Jacobs, Troy Mortensen, Richie Sanchez, Michael Haynes, Steve McLennan, Ryan Andrews, Peter Matson. Great to see Pete back. He's had some health issues, so good to see him back on track. And Brett Campbell out there also, who I didn't see. So 15 cars out there at the moment, so hopefully we get some good green racing. And I know people like to see the crashes, but some great green flag racing will just really make things exciting out there tonight as the boys just have a bit of fun more than anything. There's no sheep stations. This is one, no championship points. Just here for fun because they absolutely love running these cars on ovals. So we'll see what we can do with that tonight. 53 seconds left in our qualifying session as we take a look at a couple of the boys there who are just trying to squeeze as much lap time out as they can, get some seat time in there, and see what they can do about improving their position. But at the moment, there doesn't seem to be too many changes going on through the field. Side by side there at the moment. So 22 seconds left in qualifying, and there will be a 5-minute warm-up session. So the drivers have got a chance to refresh their drinks or any other essential things they may need to do in a few minutes' time. You'll probably find that quite a few of the drivers will actually be ready to rock and roll, and they'll actually just go out and run a couple more laps to just test the conditions a bit more and see how the tyres feel, stuff like that. The time of day here is, the practice session was noon, so as we work our way through, this will be a mid-afternoon race. And as we take a look at what the temperatures are like there in Joliet, in Illinois, 75 degrees air temperature and 104 degrees track temp. It's a warm one out there, so that's obviously going to cause some heat distortion in the tyres. Wind directions from the southwest. Wind speeds around about 8 or 9 miles per hour. It's moving around a bit, up to about 10 or 11 now. And the sky conditions obviously partly cloudy. But 104 degrees, that's pretty warm out there. So I think that's around about high 30s or 40 degrees Celsius. So very warm. And what that does is actually it causes the tyres to not necessarily wear as much as they just, as I said, bit of distortion issue. They tend to get hot, lose their grip, things get a bit slippery, and the boys got to have to deal with that in the heat. And as the session draws on, I expect that temperature will actually go up because, as I said, the race time will be probably around about 3:30 p.m. Track time in the afternoon. As we take a look at a couple of the guys out there in warm-up for the next 4 minutes and 23 seconds. We're going to take a quick ad break on some sponsors, and we'll be back in just a moment when we grid up.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
You went, you served, and forged the relationships that only being baptized in the fire of combat can develop. At FallenVeteran.com, we understand the unique bond that veterans share. That's why we've created a platform where you can connect, share experiences, and build lifelong friendships with fellow veterans. Signing up is easy. Simply visit www.fall-in-veteran.com and create your profile. Customize it to reflect your military service interests and hobbies. FallenVeteran.com is more than just an online community. It's a support network where you can find resources, advice, and encouragement from those who understand what you've been through. Whether you're looking for camaraderie, mentorship, or simply a place to share your stories, FallenVeteran.com has it all. Join thousands of veterans who have already found their tribe and start connecting today. FallenVeteran.com. Come join us and experience the power of community. Sign up now at www.fall-in-veteran.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Inside Lane Productions. Everything simulated Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series recruitment race. Tripped over my own tongue there. I'll just pop my teeth back in. We'll be good to go. Streamed exclusively on Quasi Esports YouTube. And we are gridding up at the moment. We'll go through the grid. And on pole position, Mr. Aidan Schultz, my usual partner in crime in the commentary box. He's out there tonight, and I might throw him under the bus later. Troy Davidson alongside him on the front row. And row 2 is Adam Malone from Southern Stars Racing with newbie Steve Lanyon out there. And be interested to see what Steve can do with these cars on ovals. Row 3, we go to Wade Sheedy. Great to see Wade back on track. And Adam Ariel, who actually did pretty well in the qualifying. And row 4, Gary Wellman, our Series 1 defending champion, and Derek Jacobs from the US. Row 5, we're going to see, where are you? There we go, Troy Mortensen and Rick Sanchez. I was a little bit ahead of the overlay. So Rick Sanchez also from the US, and Michael Haynes, also new to the series and Oz Oval in general. Steve McLennan right next to him, the man who introduced himself with music in Discord. And row 7, Ryan Andrews, also new to the series, and Peter Matson. And Pete, is great to see him back on track. And up the rear at the moment, tail end of the field, is Brett Campbell. And Brett in the 015, and a few Quantum cars out there this evening. So as we see Aidan Schultz just moving around a bit on track there at the moment, and Adam Malone doing a little bit of tyre warming as we come around with the we've got the Mustang as the pace car this evening. And a difference from the last couple of recruitment races is they were 60-lap heats. So it was two 60-lappers. Tonight, a straight-up 100 laps around Chicagoland. And good day to Brad Allison in the socials there at the moment, the YouTube live chat. And the boys get the green flag from Barney the Flag Marshal, and Aiden drops the hammer, and Adam Malone goes with him beautifully. Didn't actually fall for that at all, and lost no time in sticking to the back of Aiden's vehicle as he opens up just a couple of car lengths over the others, but they're all moving up now, and they all start to flock up behind Adam Malone in the number 3 Southern Stars car for Mishes. And Aiden with Quantum Motorsports continues to lead this one away. We've got, as I said, a few Quantum cars out there tonight. Adam Ariel, Aiden Schulz, Brett Campbell are all Quantum team members, and the number 52 there of Aiden Schulz. And we've got, looks like Steve Lanyon in the 576. And he's actually sitting third there at the moment, new to Oz Oval, and he's not wasting any time in exerting his prowess there in the V8 supercar on ovals at the moment. So we continue to look at Aiden Schulz leading this from Adam Malone, Steve Lanyon, and Michael Haynes, also a newcomer, Wade Sheedy, and Troy Davidson swapping positions in 5th and 6th there at the moment. Gary Wellman up to 6th. Wade Sheedy drops back a spot to 7th. Troy Mortensen in the 8th. Adam Ariel 9th. Rick Sanchez rounds out the top 10 there at the moment. Although he gets pushed back to 11th now by Ryan Andrews, another newcomer. Brett Campbell, Steve McLennan and Derek Jacobs now at rear of field with a long way to go. We are on lap 4 of 100 at Chicagoland. And... go again. Through wide there at the moment, just the producer letting me know what was happening on track. And we've got the Boost Mobile 791 of Michael Haynes, and he's actually taken the lead away from Aiden Schulz at the moment in the Boost Mobile Commodore. And the Quantum Commodore of Aiden Schulz, number 52 there, in right up under his wing. Goes onto the outside there to make a passing move, but it's not going to pay off, so Aiden moves back down behind Michael Haynes again and moves up behind him once again, right up behind that rear wing, gives him maybe a little bit of a tap there, rubs his rear bumper. Adam Malone's dropped back a spot. He's given up a spot to Troy Davison at the moment. And Adam's sitting back in 4th with Troy Davidson. As the boys still feeling their way out for positions here at the moment. So Troy Davidson from Simboys, teammate of Gary Wellman back in the 45 car, a few cars back. So it's still a bit of a battle there, almost side by side, between Michael Haynes and Aiden Schulz as they continue this battle for the lead. Aiden gets his nose back in front, and he's a car length in front now. And Michael under assault from Troy Davidson there at the moment. Adam Malone all over the back of Troy Davidson. And we can see Gary Wellman there in the other Simboys car, the green car. That's Gary Wellman, our series champion from Series 1 a short while ago. And the number 45 very noticeably emblazoned upon that vehicle, and he's quite happy to sit where he is at the moment. He knows there's a long way to go, and he didn't win a championship by making silly moves and panicking and stuff like that. Gary tends to hold back a bit till he can see what everybody else is doing, and then he's happy to actually go racing in the second half. So we'll see plenty of action from Gary, and he's actually got 576 sitting behind him. That's Steve Lanyon. And as I said, Steve new to the series in the SLS car, sitting right in behind Gary Wellman. And a slight gap also goes back to Troy Mortensen and Ryan Andrews there battling before Brett Campbell and Steve McLennan round out the top 10. So 14 cars in the field at the moment. It appears that we've lost somebody because we had 15 earlier, I believe. A little bit of a wiggle there from Troy Davidson, but he makes his way through to the front and takes Adam Malone with him, and Gary Wellman, Steve Lanyon, then Aiden Schulz, Troy Mortensen, And then we've got the blue and white car, I think. I'm just trying to see who that is. I think, actually, that's Ryan Andrews, I believe, in 7th. The Viagra car, yep, that's him. And the Boost Mobile car in number 791. And that, I believe, is Michael Haynes. Ryan Andrews. No, it is Michael Haynes, my mistake. So a great start to this one as we take in lap 11 of 100, and the boys are about to click over onto lap 12. As Troy Davidson now leads this from Adam Malone and Gary Wellman, that's your top 3. Troy Mortensen up to 4th now. So having a good run there is Troy with number 7 on the car. That's because it's a recruitment race, not a championship race. So the usual numbers some of these guys run in the championship season is not actually what you may see on the car. It depends what they've got set in their iRacing profile, and that's what it'll take it from. During a championship round, they have designated numbers that they need to display. That's not the case in a recruitment race, as we see Gary Wellman with Troy Mortensen all over the back of him. And Ryan Andrews now, Wellman's moved to the outside. Ryan Andrews in behind Wellman in the number 74 Viagra car. Troy Mortensen loses out on that one, drops back another spot. And he's actually coming under assault from Steve Lanyon and Steve McLennan. But still maintaining a gap there from Mortensen back to Lanyon. And he's got a couple of car lengths over Steve McLennan, who leads Michael Haynes, who rounds out the top 10 at the moment, with Adam Ariel, Wade Sheedy, Derek Jacobs and Rick Sanchez now dropped to the rear of field for some reason. Whether it's a strategy or what, I don't know. Rick was fairly well settled in up towards the front there somewhere, but he's dropped back to 14th at the moment. So Aidan Schulz now moves up to 2nd place past Adam Malone, and he's all over the back of Troy Davidson, and Aidan is going to fight for the lead on this one. He's just waiting for an opportunity. He's probably going to drop down to the inside and make a pass on Troy, but Troy actually gets there first, so that cuts off that avenue for Aidan Schulz, and Aidan just keeps the midline going at the moment as Troy Davidson moves back to the outside, and he's got Aidan Schulz right up under the rear wing of his car. Back down onto the inside line for Troy Davidson there, and then back to the outside. That's a traditional line, normally taken when you're racing ovals, especially at a track like this. It's not a super speedway, and so you will find a traditional line will be basically down to the inside for the turns and then back to the outside on the straights. And that's exactly what we're seeing at the moment. And Troy Davidson back down to the inside, but Aidan Schulz holding that outside line and hoping to actually get some advantage out of it, but it's not happening so far, as Adam Malone actually closes the gap to Aidan Schulz and moves up in almost behind him. And obviously Brett Campbell, that is, in the yellow Quantum vehicle, holding that inside line behind Troy Davidson as he continues to actually follow the leader of the race round through there. Brett Campbell may very well move up into 2nd spot here. He's side by side with his teammate Aidan Schulz, and Adam Malone in behind Schulz there on the outside. And it's going to be interesting to see what Brett Campbell actually does with this. He's holding that inside line. Not really anywhere for him to go out, to the outside, because he's got Adam Malone there on his right, and Aidan Schulz holding that mid-track to outside line. Troy Davidson down on the inside, almost side by side at the moment. So that looks like, no, Aidan's dropped back a little bit, so Troy will actually come back to the outside as we go up the back straight here at the moment. And there's Aidan right in behind Troy Davidson as Troy moves back down onto the inside line, and Aidan moves up alongside. He just can't seem to get any advantage out of the draft there at the moment. And so he's just got to continue to battle behind Troy Davidson. And Brett Campbell slips into 3rd place ahead of Adam Malone, and he takes the 74 car with him of Ryan Andrews. Lap 19 of 100 as we approach the fifth of the race mark. And Aiden manages to take the lead away from Troy Davidson there with a bit of help from his teammate Brett Campbell, who seemed to give him a bit of a draft assistance there at the moment. And the 015 car and Troy Davidson drops in behind him. So we've got Quantum 1 and 2 at the moment. And then we have Sim Boys in third and Adam Malone from Southern Stars Racing in behind that, side by side almost with Ryan Andrews in the 74 Mustang, and Gary Wellman from Sim Boys in behind him. Troy Mortensen in behind Ryan Andrews, side by side almost with Gary Wellman. And the rest of the field files through. It looks like Richie Sanchez has actually moved up a couple of spots there at the moment, up to about 12th or 13 at this point, racing back there with Adam Ariel and a couple of the other guys. As we take a good look here at Troy Davidson and Adam Malone side by side for third place, as Adam gets his nose in front a little bit, but he's going to have to be trying very hard there, and he does manage to actually hold the position over Troy Davidson, moves to the outside, almost gives a really good bump to Brett Campbell and upsets the vehicle just a little bit, as the two of them are side by side racing for second position. Aidan Schultz has skipped away at the moment by several car lengths. What'd you say? So we've got a fair old batch here at the moment. Aidan's actually skipped out to a several car length lead, and the rest of the field still bunched up in a bit of a pack for the most part anyway. I think we've got a couple of stragglers towards the back. Richie Sanchez obviously at rear of field, and Steve McLennan sitting in 10th at the moment. Michael Haynes in 14th, then Richie Sanchez in 13th. Derek Jacobs, also from the US, in 12th position at the moment. And as we take in lap 23 of 100, we've got some fantastic green flag racing. We're going to take in a quick ad and on to some sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome back. We are at Chicagoland, and this is the Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series Recruitment Race number 3, brought to you by Quasi Esports, Inside Lane Productions, and Everything Simulated, streaming exclusively through YouTube as we continue the green flag racing at the moment. And poor old Barney's standing there with nothing to do because it's all green flags so far as Adam Malone leads this one from Aiden Schulz and Troy Davidson. That's your top 3. And enjoying the green flag racing is Brad Allison in the socials. So good day again to Brad. He'll actually be joining the series when he gets a chance. Travelling around Australia. Not quite sure where he is this week, but on the move he is, and caravanning it around our great country as we see these fantastic V8 supercars, Aussie supercars on Yankee ovals for NASCAR format, and fantastic stuff with some great green flag racing, as I said, as we take a look, I believe, out of Troy Mortenson's Mustang at the back of Brett Campbell's car, and Troy sitting right back there in 10th position at the moment. He's got Derek Jacobs a few car lengths behind him from the US. Richie Sanchez in behind that, and Michael Haynes, Steve McLennan taking up the tail end of the field at the moment. But a long way to go. We are on lap 33 of 100, so we're almost at the 1/3 mark as we continue this. And if you're out there watching, why don't you jump into socials and say g'day, let us know you're watching. And if you are looking to join the series or check out what's happening with the series, the socials links are all in the description of the video. So you should be able to get to Facebook, Discord, and our website through checking out the description of this live stream. There should be links there for that. And why don't you tell us if you think we're going to get a yellow flag? Are we going to have a caution in this? Are we going to go green all the way through? Why don't you let us know what you think? Take a guess at a number. Tell us, will we get a caution? Will we get 4? Will we get 5? And I'm thinking 1. I'm thinking 1 out of 100 laps. And the boys are going pretty well at the moment, but you never know. I'm thinking 1. Tell me whether you want to go more, or you might think we'll just go green all the way through. So, but as I said, at the moment, some great green flag racing as Adam Malone takes the lead away from Aiden Schulz, with Troy Davidson still holding 3rd and holding off his teammate Gary Wellman in the 45 car in 4th place. Then there's a fair old gap back to Adam Ariel, who's having a fantastic run at the moment. I don't want to jinx him, but he's sitting in 5th. So Ryan Andrews, Steve Lanyon, Wade Sheedy, Troy Mortensen, and Derek Jacobs rounding out the top 10, with Brett Campbell, Rick Sanchez, Steve McLennan, and Michael Haynes ending out the tail end of the field there at the moment, biding their time. They know that there's, Steve McLennan into the pits. So this is the start of the green flag pit stops. This will be for fuel. And he's got a couple of sets of tyres up his sleeve, so he'll probably throw fresh rubber on it. There's quite a way to go. And with about 36 laps under his belt, I'd say he's pretty safe to actually use all 3 sets to get through the 100 if he spreads it out that far. So Steve managed to get 36 laps of fuel out of that. We'll see what happens with the rest of the field. And but that is a sign that other cars are expecting to come in. And will it be the front runners? Will it be the other guys in mid-pack or the tail end of the field, and try and get that undercut by coming in early or now to get some fuel, top it up, maybe a fresh set of tyres, and that'll actually give them a bit more pace. a bit more stability in the vehicle. Doesn't seem to be too many problems out there at the moment with the heat. We'll take a look at what the temperatures are at the moment as, oh, goodness me, Steve McLennan, a little bit loose there coming out of the pits as the tail started to get a little bit loose on him, cold tyres and all that. And he actually comes out in amongst the leaders. Now, that will put him technically a lap down, but he's sitting right behind first and second, and they're yet to pit. So he'll pick up that lap when the front runners actually do pit, which I expect to probably be within the next couple of laps, as Adam Malone continues to lead this from Aidan Schulz, Troy Davidson, Gary Wellman, Adam Ariel, Steve Lanyon, Troy Mortensen, Ryan Andrews, Wade Sheedy, Derek Jacobs, and then we've got Rick Sanchez, Brett Campbell, and Steve McLennan, of course. And Campbell's gone down a lap now because he's in the pits, and Michael Haynes at the tail end of the field, so he'll probably come in as well. And Brett Campbell actually is on his way out of the pits when we saw him, so he's actually filled that up with fuel now and some fresh rubber on that Commodore, and he'll actually hope to pick up that lap again when the leaders do pit, which is not probably not far away. You can see them there in the distance, but hopefully Brett can actually keep himself ahead of where they are. If they're going to pit shortly, I expect it to be in the next lap or two. So we'll wait and see what Adam Malone's going to do. Also Aidan Schulz, Troy Davis and Gary Wellman. Steve McLennan holds the outside line there and just waits for these guys to pit so he can actually put himself towards the front of the field. As we look at Rick Sanchez in the number 13 car, which has actually got number 5 on it as well, but being, as I said, recruitment race, so it's got the incorrect number on the windscreen, but the correct number on the car as Rick gets in there, and he'll take some tyres, fill it up with fuel, get back out there and see what he can do with the remainder of this race. And we are on lap 41 of 100, and the leaders are yet to pit. So it's going to be interesting to see when they do come in, because that'll be a big favour for all the guys in the mid-pack and beyond, as Derek Jacobs also now in the number 27 car, and he actually brings that into the pits for his stop. So green flag stops will mix it up. They'll really just let set the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak, as the green flag doesn't do anybody any favours, but because the leaders have not yet pitted, these guys could actually get an advantage out of it. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But 43 laps in, and we've still got Adam Malone, Aidan Schulz, Troy Mortensen, Gary Wellman, who have not pitted at this stage. And it's mostly midfield and back that have actually taken the advantage of being able to pit now ahead of the leaders. And it looks like Aidan Schulz coming into the pits. Yes, Aidan Schulz in the pits now. So he's actually... Oh... And a big moment there, sideways for Aidan Schulz. We take another look at that on the replay as Aidan gets a little bit loose there coming in. So he's got 44 laps on those tyres, and he's trying to actually bring it down to the pit speed and almost misses the pit entry. So lucky for Aidan, he managed to get that under control. And we'll go back to live pictures now. Thanks very much to our producer, Kobe Jordan from Inside Lane Productions, as Adam Malone brings it in now. So the leaders are pitting under green on lap 45, and that puts Troy Davison, I believe, at the lead of this one, with Steve Lanyon and Gary Wellman, and I expect to see them in very shortly as we see Aidan still in the pits there. The fuel will probably take longer than the tyres, but it'll actually see them through until almost the end of the race. So it's going to be a two-stopper, and they're probably going to be in the 80s or around about lap 90. They'll probably need to do a splash and dash, and some of these guys are actually using crew chief, so they'll be able to actually put minimum fuel in just to do a bit of a Jamie Whincup and put enough fuel in it just to get home, and hopefully that'll work for them. Aidan sadly miscalculated by one lap in a race a couple of weeks ago, and didn't actually make it to the finish line. He's about 2 car lengths short. As number 74, Ryan Andrews, in the Viagra car, almost puts it into the concrete wall there. So not a great stop for him. He's on a bit of an angle, as Troy Mortensen and the rest of the field appear to be in there at the moment. And I think that's Adam Ariel, also in the pits in the 515 car, and the 03 of Wade Sheedy. The 576 as Troy Davidson gets out of the pits in a hurry, and in behind him, obviously, as I said, Wade Sheedy in the 03 car, and he's actually moving pretty well out there at the moment, Troy Davison, and he's actually being passed by Adam Ariel. So waiting to see how that's actually going to affect things. I think Adam went a lap down, so he's basically just put himself back on the lead lap, I think. And I think this will put everybody back on the lead lap. We'll see how it shakes out in our display there and the overlays. But we've got plenty of action out there at the moment. It's all still green flag, and the boys are driving a hell of a race out there at the moment as we hit lap 47 of 100. And we've taken another couple of laps, and we'll do a sponsor break as a couple of the boys almost come together on the pit exit as we watch Adam Malone in the number 3 Southern Stars car, Mish's garage sponsorship there at the moment with Iatona Holiday Park, and doing a pretty good job out there at the moment. Malone leads this one from Troy Davidson, Aidan Schulz, Gary Wellman, Steve Lanyon, Richie Sanchez, Adam Ariel, Brett Campbell up to 8th, Troy Davidson 9th, and Steve McLennan 10th. So Brett Campbell's definitely benefited out of that earlier pit stop on about lap 37, 38, and got himself up into the top 8 of this one. Wade Sheedy, Derek Jacobs, Ryan Andrews, and Michael Haynes, who all just pitted, are just back out there on track at the moment, but appearingly it seems they are on the lead lap. So we've still got all cars on the lead lap at the moment. And after the green flag pit stop flurry, the boys just sorting themselves out position-wise in the order. So we're going to take a quick look at the sponsors at the moment, pay some bills. Lap 49 of 100 about to click over the halfway mark. We'll be back in just a moment to Chicagoland.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Chicagoland for the Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series Recruitment Race number 3, brought to you by Everything Simulated and Inside Lane Productions, streaming exclusively to Quasi Esports YouTube. And we have some fantastic racing here at the moment. We've gone 55 laps green with a 15-car field. We dropped one somewhere and we're back to 14. And I haven't worked out quite who it is yet because it doesn't look like anybody's missing. But that's all right. We've got some fantastic racing. The boys are a little bit spread out at the moment. And if you only just joined us, was it that? Mr. Peter Matson, who's not feeling well, that's right. He's had some health issues. So poor old Pete's had to pull the plug. So good day to you, mate, and I hope you're feeling okay. And, I thought I was imagining things. We had a 15th driver there for the moment. So I know you couldn't hear him, but I was talking to the producer, folks, and he was actually letting me know who it was that fell out of the race. But that was probably understandable because I know Pete's not well. And all the best to you, Pete, and hope we see you back on track fairly soon. But, some fantastic stuff. If you've only just joined us, we've actually done an absolute flurry of green flag pit stops. And that was probably 10 to 15 laps ago. It started around about lap 36 and went through to about lap 48. And we've completed 56 laps, 44 remaining. We've had 9 lead changes. And we've got 100 laps. So 43 laps to go now. And 9 lead changes just shows how hectic it's been out there at the moment. In fact, I think about the only man I would expect to be at the front who hasn't been so far is our Series 1 defending champ, Gary Wellman, in the number 45 Simboys Mustang. But his teammate, Troy Davidson, the number 23 car at the front there, and he's actually led this a fair while, on and off, and Richie Sanchez now moves to the front. And 17 laps since Richie actually pitted, and it's put him in a pretty good position at the moment. So with only 17 laps of on those tyres, he's in a good position. He's probably got plenty of fuel on board. Expecting the next lot of pit stops to probably fuel-wise at least, around about lap 85 or 90, considering that they went to, they started on lap 36. Some of them went to 45 to 48. So it's going to get pretty close down to the wire as far as the 100 laps are concerned, fuel-wise. If they look after their tyres, they may not need to actually put that third set on. But with the fuel load here at 70%, it does take longer to put the fuel in than it does to change the tyres. So with a set up their sleeve, if they get anywhere beyond about lap 80 before they pit for fuel, they can easily throw that third set on and have some really good rubber for some good pace to actually get through that last 15 or 20 laps. But I'm expecting fuel to be necessary somewhere between 80 and 90 now. Some of the boys have stretched it out a lot further than the others. And it was mainly the guys in the back half of the field took advantage of being able to pit early, and it worked out for them. It's actually done them a favour because the front half of the field held out until somewhere around 45 to 48 before they actually pitted. So that's evened the field up, and I still believe every car in the race is on the lead lap. We've got no lapped vehicles in this at the moment as far as I'm aware. And you can see there's only 14 cars on track, but there's fantastic racing. The boys really giving it a great run out there at the moment as we take a look at Adam Ariel and Troy Mortensen there and move forward to the leader of the race, Richie Sanchez. And he's being chased down by Aidan Shills, Troy Davidson, and Brett Campbell right on the outside, gets very close to that wall. And behind him, I believe it's Adam Malone in the number 3 Southern Stars car. And Derek Jacobs and a couple of the other boys in there behind, Ryan Jones, that sort of stuff. And we see the Boost mobile car actually in the pits there at the moment, 791, and I believe that's, I think that's Ryan Andrews. That's Michael Haynes, sorry. I'll get used to it at the moment. One of the new guys in the series, so I'm not quite used to the number he races with and that sort of stuff. So I'll get used to that when we actually get a couple of races under our belt. Next week at Phoenix, folks, for 120 laps, our final recruitment race. And we've got our summer series fortnightly 6 rounds starting on November the 10th. So check that one out. That one is for points. It is a championship. And that will actually take us through the holiday season. That's why it's a fortnightly 6-round championship, just to fill things in before we get to 2025. And we are expecting the Season 1 update from iRacing to contain the Gen 3 cars. So we'll have the new Mustang and the Camaro. And that's going to look fantastic going around these NASCAR ovals. That will be in January, and we're expecting Season 2 to kick off around about February the 9th. And some big news coming on that as well. There's going to be a championship within a championship for that one. There'll be 4 separate rounds for that, which will be endurance races. So we'll have 2 300 milers and a couple of 400 milers. And the 400 milers will be at Pocono and Indianapolis. So the Indy 400 being run in V8 supercars around the oval. That's going to be fantastic stuff. But that's later in the season. We've got a couple of shorter ones in the early rounds of Series 2 next year. And we are looking at Las Vegas for the Sin City 300, which is going to be held obviously at Las Vegas Oval. And that's going to be fantastic stuff. And that may even end up being a night race. We'll have to work that one out. But good at the moment, Aidan Schulz is still back to the racing, chasing down Richie Sanchez, who's leading this one on lap 67. So we've got about 32, 33 laps to go for this one. And there's some great racing out there. Brett Campbell holding down 3rd position. Fantastic run from Brett, with Troy Davidson and Adam Malone rounding out the top 5 there at the moment. Sorry, folks, just had to have a drink of water. And because I'm in the booth on my own at the moment, I just take a drink of water. It's a few seconds of dead air, but that's all good. Got to have a drink. And it's great driving there from the moment from these guys. All green for 68 laps. Fantastic stuff. I don't want to jinx it. And I'd love to be proven wrong. I said we were going to get 1 caution, and that hasn't happened yet, and I'm hoping it doesn't. Green flag racing, and a great comment from Brad Allison. He'd love to see it go green all the way and have strategy dictate the winner of the race. And I can't agree more. That would be absolutely fantastic. As we take a bit of a look while we're on the subject, and Edward Foster is in the live chat. So good day to Big Ed. How are you there? The godfather of Australian NASCAR racing in iRacing. So, good day, Ed, and I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Great to have you along. And some fantastic racing here at the moment with 69 laps green, or 70 laps green, actually, I believe. Nope, still 69 laps. I was actually looking at the YouTube feed, and I thought that I might have been a lap out, but no, I wasn't. So it's clicked over lap 70 now as Aidan Schulz battling Richie Sanchez for the lead of this one, and Brett Campbell still holding down 3rd place from from Troy Davidson and Adam Malone. As we see Adam Ariel and Gary Wellman in behind him, and Aidan gets his nose to the front, but Richie's not giving up. He's holding that inside line and hoping to take the lead back, but no, he's going to let and Brett almost comes together with Richie Sanchez, because Richie was going to move in behind Aidan and actually noticed Brett was there behind him. So the 2 teammates now nose to tail on the outside. Richie Sanchez holding the inside line, almost side by side with Aidan Schulz. Richie's not giving this one up without a fight. And behind him, Troy Davidson just watching what's going on here and waiting for an opportunity. And he's just waiting to see. He knows there's still 29 laps to go in this one at Chicagoland. And on the 1.5 miler, 150 miles, as Brett moves comfortably into 2nd place there at the moment, and Richie drops back about 2-3 car lengths side by side, and Brett Campbell now takes the lead of this one from his teammate. Aidan's going to fight back on the outside, so there's no team orders here, folks. Richie Sanchez up in behind Brett Campbell, and he's going to try and use the draft to get through there. But Aidan Schulz got a fairly comfortable lead there on the outside as the boys are staggered from the inside line across. And a big pack there behind them of about 7 cars. And they are absolutely flooring this one. Richie Sanchez fighting for 2nd place there at the moment. just gets his nose in front of Brett Campbell, so he'll take second place back, I think. But Brett's not going to let it go without a fight either, and he actually called second place at the moment. So these boys swapping positions back and forward constantly. And lap 73 of 100 in the Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series. Recruitment race 3 out of 4. And keep that in mind next Sunday, same time, same channel. And you can actually check us out as we go to Phoenix with the dogleg for 120 laps next week for our final recruiting race. And that is it right there, folks. And it's open to members of Oz Oval, Aussie Outlaws and ANSCAR on October the 27th. So another recruitment race next week. Then we get a week off before we start our summer series of V8 Supercars on NASCAR Ovals. And if this is the first time you're seeing it, this is probably the best thing to see. You've picked a great time to join us. We've got some fantastic green flag racing. During the championship, we get up to about 35 or 40 cars on track at once. And being a recruitment race and coming into the holiday season, people are taking the chance to do some family things before the summer series starts up. Because after the summer series, we've got a couple of weeks off before we start Series 2. And that's going to be a long one. That's about 22 laps. 22 rounds, and that's going to see a big mix of tracks, hopefully in the Gen 3 cars, but we're waiting for January to see what iRacing give us as a late Christmas present, or in my case, a birthday present, since that's around about the time I have my birthday. Brett Campbell in the pits now on lap 76, so some of the boys are coming in early. We saw Richie Sanchez in a moment ago, and taking advantage of the fact that they can fuel up now to the end and probably throwing on that last set of tyres to get them through to the finish line. So it's going to be interesting. Brett's following the same strategy as he actually did on his first stop, which put him in an excellent position in the race where he was battling in the top 2 or 3 there for quite some time. And we see Aidan Schultz leading this one from Troy Davidson, Adam Malone and Adam Ariel in the 515 car, the Quantum Motorsport 515 Mustang, and he's sitting in 4th position at the moment. But these guys will have to pit at some point, but we saw them get an extra 10 to 12 laps out of the tank over what the back half of the field did earlier on the first of the green flag pit stops. So it's just fantastic to see the boys with different strategies. And Gary Wellman there sitting in a comfortable 5th position, and he's ahead of Troy Mortensen at the moment. And Troy actually is in front of the 576. I think that's Steve Lanyon. I'm not too sure. And, yep, it is in the SLS car. So still a fair few battles going on here at the moment, especially at the nose of the field. And here we go. Nope, he's actually just going into the tri-oval part of the track there at the moment. So we wait and see who is actually going to blink first out of these front 4 or 5. And Aidan was actually the first to go in of the leaders earlier on. So we'll see if he actually does that again. I believe Adam Malone and Troy Davidson were a couple of the last guys to go in. So they've actually got that extra couple of fuel laps under their belt, as well as the tyres are a couple of laps younger. So we'll see how it goes with that. But up to about lap 80, so I'm expecting those pit stops to start in the next 5 laps or so for the leaders of the race, because the tyres are going to be, with the temperatures out there being well over 100 degrees, the tyres are actually going to be suffering a little bit from heat distress. Not necessarily the wear, although if they're putting 35, 40 laps on them, there will be quite a bit of wear on them. But in these heat conditions, as we see Derek Jacobs in the pits, it's obviously going to cause some distortion and grip issues. So the boys don't seem to be suffering from that at the moment. So it'll be interesting to talk to them post-race in the interviews to see what is actually going on as far as the tyres are concerned, whether they were actually having any issues. But we're not seeing a whole lot of a problem there at the moment as we go 20 laps to go, 80 laps green, 81 laps green. And fantastic racing with this group of guys. And we are going to take in a quick break at the moment. We're going to honour some sponsors. We'll be back to Chicagoland for the Oz Oval V8 Supercar Oval Racing Recruitment Race number 3 in just a moment.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, everything simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, everything simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And welcome back to Chicagoland in Illinois for the Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series Recruitment Race 3. As we go around the 1.5 miler, we have 14 laps to go, and we have gone green all the way. Now, I certainly don't want to jinx it. I said we might get one caution, but it's looking pretty good here at the moment. So strategy's playing a big role in this one as Steve Lanyon takes the lead from Troy Davison, and he's got Gary Wellman in behind him. Troy Mortensen actually in behind him in fourth place. So Troy's going to get a good finish position out of this if he keeps it up. And then we've got a big gap back to, I think it's Adam Malone in fifth. And he's also a lap down at the moment. So that green flag pit stop didn't do him any favours. He's obviously suffered a spot out of that. So I'm not sure who's actually, I don't have my ATVO open for the stats. That is something I neglected to open. That's on me. It's gone back into the time gap now instead of saying a lap down. So we'll wait and see what happens with Adam Malone. Then there's another, here we go. And we've got, everybody from fifth back has obviously just pitted because they're all a lap down. Michael Haynes, 3 laps down. Derek Jacobs, 10. So Derek might not even be out there anymore. And, interesting to see what's going on with Derek because he's still sitting in the pits. So he's had to pull the pin on that one at some point, but that could be for a multitude of reasons, considering Derek's in the US and it's probably some horrible hour of the morning over there at this time. As we take a look at a couple more guys who are pitting now, and this will probably do the other guys a bit of a favour. So we've got the front runners in, Troy Davidson, and I think Troy Mortensen came in as well. And so this will actually put just about everybody else back onto the lead lap as Adam Malone comes around, Gary Wellman behind him. Gary yet to pit. I don't think Gary's pitted at this moment. He may have while we were on ad break, but I didn't see him do it. So Gary takes the lead of this one, and that's his usual trick. 11 laps to go, and Gary's exerting his muscles, stretching his muscles a little bit there at the moment. And yes, he has actually made a second stop. Everybody has now made 2 stops, except for Michael Haynes, who has made 3, which explains why he's actually 3 laps down now. That should put him 2 laps down because the leaders actually pitted just a moment ago, so he should pick up a lap from that. But Gary Wellman in the 45 Simboys Mustang leads this one from Adam Malone from from Southern Stars in the number 3 Mustang. And normally has a few teammates with him, but being a recruitment race, as I said, people are taking care of some family business while they've got the opportunity before the championships get started for the end of the year. And we are going to get a yellow with 9 laps to go. Who has actually messed up there? Somebody has actually tagged Adam Ariel by the look of it and put him into the wall. We'll take a look at this on the instant replay. I think it's actually his teammate. I think it's Hayden Schulz has actually done that. And, yep, he's gone to the outside of Adam Ariel while Adam's moving up the track. And so we've got... Adam's in a big, he's world of pain there at the moment. And poor old Richie Sanchez has come through and cleaned up Adam Ariel as well. So that won't make Richie so happy because he's actually had a pretty good run tonight. Adam Ariel won't exactly be smiling about that. So the team debrief in the transporter will be very interesting after this. And... I expect that Aiden will get a few harsh words there from Adam. What were you doing, bro? What were you doing? So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Aiden Schulz has taken the chance to pit now. Whether he needed to or not, he wanted to look and see how much damage he's got. But the car doesn't look like it's that damaged. I think Adam Ariel wore the worst of it. And, just looking at that car of Adam Ariel's is not in real good shape at all. So we're going to actually see if we can find him. Where have we got him? And I'm going to drag Aiden Schulz into the booth while we're on commentary here at the moment. So we're just going to speak with him for a moment. And Aiden Schulz, going to throw you under the bus, mate, and have a word to you.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm not too shabby. How's it going out there?
Yeah, it was going good till it wasn't.
Well, you ran out of people to hit, so you took your teammate instead.
Ran out of people to hit. That's a G up if I've ever seen it. But anyway, a bit of a fun race tonight. Just having a bit of fun with the guys in the chat tonight, and it's been a good race. So unfortunate there for ads, but don't turn up right when there's a car on the outside. I'm just saying.
How's it been going otherwise, mate? Has the hot temperatures out there been much of a problem with the tyre life?
It seems like it has been for other people. You can see we've navigated up through the mid to the higher section of the track as the race has gone on. So we're definitely getting tyre warnings and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting now. Obviously, we're reset, only 5 laps to go, and of course a recruitment race. So anyone tuning in on the broadcast and wants to be a part of it, get amongst of it. Usually there's about 30 or 40 cars, so this is what you're about to see. But yeah, mate, it's going to be a 5 or 6 lap dash to the end now. Or actually, we're 95 and 100, so probably a 4 lap dash. Expect to maybe see another caution. What I did wrong through that pit stop as well, Steve-O, is I only took fronts and the rears. I didn't take the rears, so that actually hurt me. And Adzi did a really, really good strategy. He pitted earlier than all of us. And the draft around here is a big thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Different strategies, but we're going to go
probably help with the turn in, but I'd say the rears will probably get a bit loose in some places.
Everywhere, mate, everywhere. As soon as I came out and I saw Adzi caught up to me when Ads Ariel, who I just got into, but Adam Malone, who I was fighting for the front with Gaza and stuff, they were just gone into the distance. So I've got rear tyres now, and they haven't come into pit lane, albeit I've got a minute 30 of repairs. We'll see how we go. Yeah, mate, it's been interesting. It's been good. Be good to have 50 cars around here. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm going to have a word to you post-race about your livery as well, buddy. You've got a Mustang livery on a Commodore.
Mustang livery on a Commodore. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right. So we're
Not
about to go. We're about to go back green, mate. So I'll let you concentrate, and I'll put you back in the channel, and we'll get back to the broadcast.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us, Aidan.
See you, mate.
All right. So we go back to the racing now as the pace car's about to pull off, and we have Gary Wellman and Adam Malone side by side with Steve Lanyon. And I didn't quite see who it was there in behind Gary Wellman. Troy Davidson, I believe. So we've got the two Simboys cars on the inside at the front there, the top two positions on the inside line. So Gary Wellman will actually lead this one away. And the field will be under his control. The pace car's about to pull in now, and we've got, it says 5, but we're about to click over to 4 laps left. And Adam Ariel has rejoined with the damaged vehicle to try and finish this one off. And there goes the pace car, Gary Wellman. They have fully form up, and Barney gives them the green flag. Gary drops the hammer, and Adam Malone goes with him side by side. Troy Davison and Steve Lanyon both got a good start on that one as well, and as did, it looks like, the rest of the field. So we've got a good pack going at the front there. We've got 2 guys bringing up the rear, and with 4 laps to go in the third recruitment race for Oz Oval. And we are at Chicagoland, and we've had all but one, well, there we go. And the boys are getting a bit of push and shove going there at the moment. I was just about to say we've only had 1 caution. And we are 4 wide going around Chicagoland. This is not going to end well. Richie Sanchez gets himself back up the front. And, I think he made contact with Gary Wellman there in the rear quarter, but it didn't seem to upset Gary Wellman's car very much. And Richie gets a bit of a tap from Adam Malone as to say, yeah, I'm here, buddy. You just jumped in front of me. Gives him a bit of a tap and gets the wiggles up. But, and again, Adam Malone want to be very careful there. He's going to turn Richie in a minute. He's going to try and fit in that gap, and it's not going to work. Richie says, no, buddy, you're going to have to fight for it. As Steve Lanyon goes round the outside, Richie Sanchez side by side with him. Adam Malone is also side by side with him there. Gary Wellman at the front. And Steve Lanyon contacts Richie Sanchez and puts him into the wall. Right, with a couple of laps to go. Oh, poor old Richie Sanchez has had that happen a few times to him, both here and in his US-based NASCAR series that he runs with OP Racing. And we take a look at this, and there's a little bit of net code in that one, I think. And Richie made contact with Steve Lanyon. Aiden, I think that's Aiden Schultz, gets loose there. And then we've got, Richie moves across in front of Steve Lanyon, thought he was clear and he wasn't. And so, not much Steve could do about that. Racing incident on that one. And Steve just manages to get through there as Richie's car just destroys itself. So that is unfortunate. We'll go to GWC on this one. So green, white checker for the finish on this one, folks. And I expect it... we'll go under caution with the Mustang leading us around. Mustang, and then Commodore, if you include the pace car. And we will actually get a couple of laps a sprint. It'll be a 2-lap sprint once we come back from this this caution. So we're just looking at the cars lined up there at the moment. So 2 caution periods. Both of them have come in the last 6 laps. That's just insane. The boys, a little bit too much push and shove out there at the moment. The 94 laps of fantastic green flag racing, and just everybody just wants to get up on the podium, and there's just a little bit too much push and shove. And when you get 4 wide around here, something's got to give. It's a beautiful wide track. It's a great track to drive on, but doesn't take a whole lot for the guys to come together. So Gary Wellman in control of this one. And Adam Malone, and then we've got Ryan Andrews, then Steve Lanyon, and Wade Sheedy up to 5th position. So great to see Wade up at the pointy end. As we take a look at this, 103 laps we are going to be on, 100 laps completed, 3 laps remaining, 15 lead changes, and the second caution for 6 laps behind the pace car. So 15 lead changes in this one over the 100 laps so far, and 94 of those, I believe, were green, and we've had 2 cautions in the final 6 laps. So now we get the first of our GWCs, and we will finish under green, white checker. We've got 2 GWCs to play with if we need them. Hopefully we won't. Let's see this finish. After such a fantastic green race for 94 laps, it'd be a shame to see this finish with yet another caution. But we'll see how it goes. The boys are playing this like it's for real, and that something counts. But it's a recruitment race, and considering the first one was 2 teammates coming together, and then the second one was just a racing incident with Richie Sanchez thinking he was clear of Steve Lanyon, but wasn't the case. He was just close enough to tag the nose of his of Steve Lanyon's Commodore with the number 5 Mustang, and that brought him undone, unfortunately. So the lights are still on the pace car, and we're just taking a look at the way these guys are lined up. So if we get the tower up, I'll give you the whole field, and we'll just run through everybody out there at the moment while we're on caution, so that we know that we are actually in the right positions. And we'll take a look at the socials. What have we got here? Let me see. Good day to James Tobin, who's actually in the YouTube chat at the moment. Caution's your fault, Hoppy. You obviously had a bet on cautions. Yeah, well, I had a bet on 1. 2, that's another matter. So, yeah, thanks, Brad. And James Tobin, a good day to you. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Thanks very much, mate. Happy with the commentary. That's great. I'd sort of run out of things to say when I'm in the booth on my own, but my partner in crime's out there in the field at the moment, so we'll see how things go. But I try and do the best I can, mate, and hopefully you enjoy some of our other broadcasts and past live streams, and take a good look at those, because there's plenty of them out there to look at. If you go to the website there, you'll see that past live streams, and obviously a gambling problem. Yeah, okay, cool. Back to sausage mince this week as you bet on 1 caution. Yeah, I know. Top 2 drivers on the front row for the restart. Yeah, Adam Malone and Gary Wellman. That's where people are putting their money at the moment. But I certainly wouldn't write off Ryan Andrews or Steve Lanyon at the moment. They've sort of been there pretty much all night and making their presence felt. But the lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to go back green. And we're going to take a look at it. Now we are green and the boys are go. Gary Wellman gets a good start there and opens up a bit of a gap, a few car lengths over Ryan Andrews. Pardon me. And he pushes Adam Malone back to 3rd position as we see the 03 car of Wayne Sheedy. Now, Wade has actually managed to get up to 2nd place. He's challenging for the lead now of Gary Wellman and gets a fantastic run through on the inside line, just using that draft, and gets a great run through there. Takes the lead of this one, but he's being sat upon by a whole pack of dogs there at the moment. And Ryan just, I think he touches the wall or came close to it, and ends up losing out a little bit of speed there at the moment. Wellman makes the most of it. Adam Malone in behind Wade Sheedy, and fantastic stuff here at the moment. And Adam Malone working side by side against Gary Wellman to keep that spot and push Gary back to 3rd. And and Gary Wellman's tagged Adam Malone. It looks like Adam may have come up a little bit on Gary Wellman, and the race has finished. We're done. And Wade Sheedy has taken victory in this one as Adam Malone crashes across the line. And Gary Wellman, I think, was 2nd. Steve McLennan 3rd. Ryan Andrews 4th. And Aidan Schulz in the end brings it home 5th. But congratulations to Wade Sheedy, and he takes victory in recruitment race number 3 for the Oz Oval League. As I said, one more to go next week. Next Sunday night, we'll talk to the drivers in just a moment, but next Sunday night we go to Phoenix with the dogleg. 120 laps there, and we'll see what the boys can do on a 1 miler. We're going to go to a quick ad break at the moment, and then we'll talk to our podium. Back in a minute.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, welcome back to this coverage of Recruitment Race 3 for the Oz Oval V8 Supercars Oval Racing Series at Chicagoland in Illinois. And we've had some fantastic racing tonight, as stated in the chat by Brad Allison. And once again, good day to everybody who's in the live chat there. James Tobin, Ed Foster, Brad Chalice, Brad Allison, whoever else is out there. And we did have 94 laps green tonight, so some fantastic racing. I'll send a shout out to a housemate of mine as well, who's probably going to see this at some point. If you're not watching now, good day to you, Leroy, when you see this on replay. He does actually check out the races, so he always lets me know that he's watched them when we see each other in the kitchen. So we're going to talk to the podium now at the moment, and I believe third place was Gary Wellman. And Steve McLaren, sorry. Got him round the wrong way. Steve McLaren, McLennan. How are you, mate? Had a good run tonight.
Yeah, I didn't expect to make such a comeback right at the end there. I was one of the first to pit for the second time round, and I thought my tyres were toast. But managed to keep up and make it past everything.
Yeah, it started 12th and finished third on the podium, so that was a pretty good run.
Yeah, apologies to Ryan for getting oversteer through 4 and rushing up into him, coming around that last lap. But held it together and put it over the line. Looked like there was something on the high side.
So you were saying that the tyres were getting pretty shagged, were they?
Yeah, I think I was down at 60%. They were
pretty hot out there actually. Early in the race we checked, it was 104 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, I think. So it was pretty hot out there, mate. So we knew that the hot conditions at the middle of the afternoon would actually cause some distortion issues and grip issues with the tyres, and unfortunately putting about 35-40 laps on them around here also tends to wear them down a bit. So the combination of the two was probably what you were striking.
Yeah, I didn't actually realise, but while we thought the fronts were doing pretty bad, the both of my rear tyres were down to low 30s percent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to, mate? While you got the chance?
Yeah. Just wanted to dedicate that race to one of our sponsors that passed away in between now and the last race. Drew Burton's. Did a lot of voiceover stuff for us and that sort of stuff. As well as our usual sponsors, the Cave, our main, Wolf and Raven, ST Automotive, Rattler Motorsport, and Techmall. Yeah,
great stuff. And condolences out to Drew's family and his friends and stuff. So that's always sad to hear about somebody on the scene that has gone that way, and very sad. But I'm sure that his family and friends will keep his memory alive.
Yes, yep, we definitely will.
All right, mate. Look, congratulations, third place tonight from 12th on the grid. So fantastic stuff, great drive, and through what was trying conditions with the rubber. So fantastic finish there, and hope to see you back either next week or in the summer series.
Yeah, thank you. Will do.
No worries. Thanks very much, Steve McLennan, third place tonight in the recruitment race. And we'll move up to second spot now with Gary Wellman, our Series 1 defending champion, in the number 45 Simboys Mustang. Gary, how did you see the race tonight?
It was good. It was a nice, good bit of clean racing, and a bit of strategy was starting to come into it there. And right at the end, I thought, a few of us had broken away, and cautions threw everyone back in the mix again, which was fun. At the end there, it was just probably got a bit swamped on that last restart, but that's I suppose that's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that unfortunately, you had 94 laps green, so that last 6 laps, everybody was, we were running 4 wide there at one point, so there was a little bit of push and shove, and a couple of things just got out of shape. One of them was purely a racing incident where Richie Sanchez on the second one thought he was clear of Steve Lanyon, and he just wasn't quite clear, and tagged the front of Steve's car and put him into the concrete wall. And the other one was a couple of teammates coming together, unfortunately. So the first of the cautions, but yeah, look, it's a recruitment race. It's not like I said earlier for sheep stations. So that's the main thing, and a good drive from you. It's a bit unfortunate there about cleaning up Adam at the end, but well, that's motor racing. It's things happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I was sort of trying to side draft Adam a bit there, and I initially didn't think it was on me, but then I watched the replay back a few times. I'm like, yeah, I already sent Adam a message and said sorry. I probably could have given you a bit more room. So yeah, I own that one. Sorry to him, but yeah, I mean, it was clean tonight and a few new drivers as well. So it seems like they've picked it all up quick, and next season seems like we'll have a few more names, different names up the front, which will be good fun.
Yes, we've. I think there were about 3 new ones in tonight. Michael Haynes, Steve Lanyon, and Ryan Andrews from the US, and they're all very interested in it. So it'll be great to see what their thoughts were on this, and hopefully they'll be back for the recruitment race next week or the summer series in a couple of weeks' time. Look, congrats, mate, and a good drive. I did actually say early in the race that you were back in. Back a few spots, and I did actually say on about lap 11 I expected to see you towards the end of the race do your usual trick and start the challenge, just to spend most of the race seeing what everybody else was going to do, and that's pretty much the way you ran tonight as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, again, just trying to sort of save fuel and have some fresh tyres at the end, and then you can give it heaps in the last 10 laps or so. Yeah, right there. Yeah, those cautions mixed it up, but no, that was fun. Good racing. Well done.
Funnily enough, holding back a bit in that back half of the field in the early laps, did that seem to make much of a difference to the tyres in the hot conditions?
No, I don't think tyres were me worried tonight. It was just trying to save that bit of fuel through the whole race. So that last stop, you could really try and get a bit of a jump there, and that's what I think probably got me and Adam and Troy, I think it might have been, or one of the other guys out, to a bit of a lead there. So that's what we're working for through the race, I think, just to get that jump at the last stop.
Yeah, well, your teammate Troy Davidson had a ripper tonight too. He led quite a bit, led quite a few laps and that sort of thing. You led 16 laps overall, 7th to 2nd, so fantastic stuff. So you want to give a shout out to anyone while you got the chance?
Oh, just you guys for putting on the broadcast, and I'm sure it would have been a good one tonight. It was the racing, and just everyone that showed up, and well done Wade and Steve on the podium as well. It's good to see them up there.
No worries. All right, congrats on 2nd place, mate. It's only a recruitment race, but I know you were out there just for a bit of fun and to keep your eye in before we get back to the serious stuff in a few weeks. But look, fantastic drive all the same, and looking forward to seeing what you can do as we go back into the championship rounds later on in the year and early next year.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yep, keen to get back into it again, and it should be good fun, and hopefully, we'll keep the numbers up there, and I'm sure it'll be, a good one.
No worries. Congrats again to Gary Wellman on 2nd place, and we move across to our race winner tonight, Wade Sheedy. Mate, what do you think?
Oh, very surprised I actually got that one in the end. Very surprised.
Well, you moved to the front at the right time because it was on the GWZ right before we got to the checkered flag. So your timing's perfect.
Yeah, I had a lot of issues there towards the end. I think I had one of the oldest tyres on the grid. I think I pitted lap 67, and I was running out of fuel very quickly. So a lot of fuel saving those last 2 safety cars.
Well, I'm surprised that you managed to get where you did, because you were in 5th at one point, and then within about a lap or 2, you're challenging for the lead. So, but patience has obviously paid off tonight. Was that part of the strategy?
Oh, I tried a few different things tonight. Nothing really worked for me. Apart from right at the end. So,
it certainly paid off when it mattered. Certainly paid off when it mattered, mate. So congratulations on the win. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, Troy. Always getting me in there. Doing a few laps with them. It's been good. You guys putting on the broadcast. Operator Elite Mechanical, one of the sponsors on the car these days. Big thanks to them. And everyone that's turned up tonight. Good job.
Yeah, no worries. All right, congratulations again on the win, Wade Sheedy, from 5th on the grid to 1st tonight. and he did it at just the right time. So a bit of patience, a few different strategies, and it got him home. He led 2 laps in the end, and they were the last 2 laps that mattered. So that's really all that we can say about that one. So fantastic stuff, and congrats again, Wade. Hope to see you back next week or in the summer series. We're going to move over now to Aidan Schulz, who came home, I believe, 5th. But I wanted to have a quick chat with Aidan. We spoke with him on, I think it was the first of the caution periods. Yes, interesting thing about the car, mate. Yes, you've loaded your Mustang livery on your Commodore, so it's a very interesting piece of artwork here at the moment.
Yeah, mate, just want to keep you on your toes, you know. That's what we do. Just keep you on your toes. But, yeah, won't do that again. But, yeah, that was good fun tonight.
Well, it was the early laps, and we had the camera on you while you were in the lead. And as you went past the camera, I thought, did that have a Ford badge on the front? And sure enough, yeah, it did. And then I noticed the rear wing didn't quite line up and stuff. So there you go. But the other Quantum cars look fantastic anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Hey, my Quantum cars still look fantastic, mate. What are you talking about?
Well, we can read Quantum on the side. I suppose that's what matters.
That's all that matters, mate. That's all that matters.
Mate, in the end, we had a couple of cautions and a couple of guys come together crossing the line. But it was some good racing, a lot of green flag racing out there. There must have been a bit of a buzz.
It was good fun, mate. It was good racing with the usual antagonists, albeit it's only a recruitment race and a little bit depleted field, as we usually see through the recruitment races. But it was really good racing to go 94 laps green, and then took out my teammate, which was always good. And at least it wasn't someone else. At least I can talk to him afterwards instead of saying sorry and sending stuff. So no, but it was a good race. Chicagoland always creates some good racing, and Supercars on ovals does as well. So it was good to see Sheedy get the win, considering what he said when he pitted and he was struggling with a little bit of fuel there. Obviously Gazza up the front there is always there or thereabouts, and it's good just to be able to race with these guys again after commentating a lot, and I'll be commentating the next series as well. So just good to be back in the car and having a run with the boys, mate.
Yeah, well, that's as I said earlier in the race. You know, we've had a couple of weeks off with Bathurst last week and the Rugby League Grand Final the week before. So we've had a couple of national sporting event type situations and a couple of weeks off. So I knew people were keen to get back in the car and get some laps under their belt and a bit of seat time. So it worked out very well tonight, and a lot of fantastic racing, and we a number of people watching, so hopefully they all enjoyed the racing that you guys provided. But yeah, we're going to move on. Congratulations on the 5th. That was nice to see you at the front for most of the night. Led quite a lot of laps, 29 laps, and brought it home in the top 5. Even though it's a recruitment race, it was a good run either way. So congrats on the top 5 there, Aidan Schulz. And we're going to have a chat to one of our new drivers now. Our friend from the US, or one of them, Ryan Andrews. Your first run with Oz Oval tonight, how did you see it?
It's extremely fun. Never drove these cars before. Kobe sent me a message on Facebook and said, "Hey, would you like to come run these cars?" And I said, "I don't even think I own the cars." And he said, "Well, they're super fun, and I'm going to have to figure them out." But they were fun. They were fun.
Well, you didn't have a bad run. I mean, you seemed to actually get a handle on the car.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that the race was your learning experience.
Yeah. In practice I was running it, and I thought, well, I'm a little fast, but there's guys that's faster, so I just need to be there at the end. And after we got through the first half of the race and the first pits were done, I was like, oh, I'm falling back. And then I hooked up with a couple of guys, and we kind of just maintained, and then the caution, and it kind of turned things around, because again, I had no strategy for this other than to be there at the end, but the way the car was burning tires because of the heat and never driving it, I was very, very skeptical that I was even going to make it there or even be competitive.
Well, you started 13th on the grid and finished 4th, first time in a V8 supercar around an oval, so obviously adaptability is one of your strengths.
Oh, it was because I had the Viagra paint scheme. You know, it gave me the Hard Charger Award.
Gave me a hard on.
Yeah, so as long as you had a good time as well, obviously you enjoyed yourself.
Everybody that was in the channel that was talking, you know, during the race, I mean, it was just like racing with a bunch of friends having a good time. Everybody was, you know, nagging each other, and just it was a good group of guys to be around.
No worries. Well, bringing it home fourth is certainly an achievement, especially in this crowd. So, especially first time in with the league and first time in this car. Do you find the car, the way it handles, that differently from what you're used to? Because you race a lot of NASCAR.
Right. Kobe gave me a little advice in the beginning, and he said, just remember the car, wherever you turn the wheel, is going to dart that way. And we have a mutual friend that builds setups, and that's the way he builds his setups in a way. And I kind of took that mentality, but what I found was in the draft, it's especially when you're, you know, coming into a turn and you're wide open, the car just handles so much different than what a NASCAR car would. But you just had to figure out where your let-off points was to where you're not scorching your right front.
All right, no worries then. Well, we hope to see you back either next week or during the summer series, and see how you go again, and hopefully bigger fields, and see how we go with that. But look, congratulations on the fourth, and welcome to Oz Oval. It's been great to have you on board tonight.
Thank you. Thank you all for broadcasting. Thank all the guys for a good environment during the race. It was fun.
No worries. You don't have any family, friends you want to give a shout out to while you're here?
Oh, well, they're all asleep. It was the race time. It was 4 a.m. here, so it's 7 a.m. now. So they're all asleep. They're all lazy on a Sunday morning.
It's no worries at all. All right then. Thanks very much, Ryan Andrews, and thanks very much for being here and coming into the league. It's been great to have you on board. And we're going to wrap things up now. We've had some fantastic racing tonight. Thank you to everybody in the socials. And our next race is next Sunday. So same bat time, same bat channel. And good luck to Brett Campbell, James Tobin and Edward Foster, who were commenting in the YouTube chat there tonight. Great to have you along for it. And hopefully we'll get you back watching for the next one. Phoenix next week, same time, same channel. As I said, it will be under a hosted session, as the recruitment races usually are, and it's open to anybody that is a member of Oz Oval, Aussie Outlaws or ANSCAR. So if you're in any of those three leagues, you'll be able to run next week. And obviously for the championships beyond that, you'll need to join Oz Oval, and it is iRacing League ID 10491. So you can find us there and pop through an application to the league. Also in the description, as I mentioned earlier, the description of this live stream is all our links to our socials. So the website, Facebook and Discord are all in there. And we'll see you next week, October the 27th, Australian time, 7 p.m. Queensland time. The server opens. Because that's Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see you then for our final recruitment race. On behalf of Kobe Jordan from Inside Lane Productions and myself, thanks very much. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.